Assalamualaikum and a very good morning to all. My name is Khairuni Asrini binti Muhammad Karno, and today I will be presenting on my research project on the title of Investigation on Drying Process of Pineapple Flesh Fiber from Far Infrared Dryer and Review the Effect of Drying to Vitamin C Content in the Pineapple Flesh. First, I will introduce about my research project. Pineapple is a tropical fruit with a sweet and delicious taste that contains lots of vitamins and minerals. The research is about drying process of Yankee pineapple, or also known as Selangor super sweet pineapple. Yankee is a very unique cone-headed pineapple. This type of pineapple is chosen as it can be obtained easily in the state of Selangor. The drying method used to conduct this research is using a far infrared dryer. Infrared, or also known as radiant heating, is the transfer of energy through electromagnetic radiation between a source and a product, and most material will absorb the heat in the infrared wave band. Next is the problem statement. Each and every food have their own limit, and that is why after a few days or even hours, they will be spoiled and rotten, depend on their time limit and shelf life. Fresh fruit will obviously do not last very long, depend on their type, characteristic, when they were picked, and how they were stored. As for pineapple, the shelf life of the pineapple is only about 2 to 3 days in room temperature and about 5 to 7 days in the refrigerator. Besides, when the fruit that undergoes any preservation process, the nutrient content in it will decrease. Next is the objective of the research, and first is to determine the moisture content removal percent of pineapple flesh fiber after drying process using far infrared dryer, and the second one is to compare the vitamin C content of dried flesh of pineapple with other drying methods. The scope of this study is drying the Yankee pineapple flesh fiber using far infrared dryer at temperature 50, 60, 70 degrees Celsius for 2 hours, 4 hours, and 6 hours, and then construct the drying rate curve for the drying of pineapple slices. Besides, review the effect of drying to vitamin C content in pineapple flesh. Next is the methodology. After buying the Yankee pineapple, the fruit will be cleaned properly and sliced into about 1 centimeter plus minus about 0.2 centimeters, and then the pineapple slice will be weighed prior to drying. Then proceed to dry using the far infrared dryer at the chosen parameter. After drying, weigh the dried slices again to get the data needed for constructing the drying rate curve. And this is the result. As you can see here, table 1 shows moisture content removal percent at 50, 60, and 70 degrees Celsius at time 2, 4, and 6 hours. The result shows that the moisture content removal is proportional to the drying time. This means that the moisture content in the pineapple flesh slices decrease with the drying time. All the investigated temperature level also proportional to the moisture content removal, and this is said based on the result that clearly shows that the moisture loss increased with the increasing of temperature level. At temperature 50 degrees Celsius, the percent of moisture content removal were the lowest compared to at temperature 60 and 70 degrees Celsius. The pineapple slices that were being dried at temperature 50 degrees Celsius for 2, 4, and 6 hours only remove moisture content in the range of 82.86% to 85.02%. As for the temperature 60 degrees Celsius, the percent of moisture removal were a bit higher than at 50 degrees Celsius, as it ranged from 83.52% to 85.21%. At temperature 70 degrees Celsius, the percent of moisture content removal were the highest among the 3 temperature different as to be expected. The moisture content removal were in the range of 85.09% to 85.86%. And this difference can clearly be seen in the graph shown in figure 1. In figure 2, you can see the condition of the pineapple slices after drying. The changes in physical characteristics that can be seen, and also one of the biggest impediments after the drying process, is the browning and ruining of tissues of dried slices because of the existence of polyphenols. The polyphenolic enzymes in the pineapple are the ones responsible for the darkening of the pineapple slices after being exposed to a high temperature. The longer the time the slices are exposed to the high temperature, the darker the slice become. Although at 70 degrees Celsius, the drying time is faster compared to the other two temperatures, the color changes is too significant that makes it not suitable for the drying process if they are to be commercialized. And this is because color is one of the most vital qualities that influence the common acceptability of customers other than the nutrient content. And another noticeable changes that can be seen from the figures is that after the drying process, there is a shrinkage of cells. With the loss of moisture content due to the slices being subjected to infrared for hours, the size of the pineapple slices gradually shrinking and losing their dehydration ability. So, it can be said that drying using a far infrared dryer is very beneficial in terms of time and energy, as there is no need for longer times and higher drying temperature to dry up the pineapple slices. The main reason for drying the food product is to remove moisture content in them in order to get a longer shelf life. However, during the drying process, to remove the moisture content in the food products, the nutrient content decreasing along with the water removal. And this is because the act of supplying heat to material does not simply eliminate the moisture but also affect the nutritional values in the food products. And to support this statement, Table 2 shows the effect on vitamin C content in fruit or vegetable after drying. From the study carried out on a tomato using oven dryer at temperature 30 and 90 degrees Celsius, there was a reduction in the value of the ascorbic acid content as the drying time and temperature increased. A similar study was also being done by using a hot air convective drying technique on pineapple at temperature 45, 60 and 75 degrees Celsius, and it was reported that with the increase in drying temperature, the vitamin C content in the pineapple also decreased. And to further support the statement, that temperature was the parameter that affected the vitamin C degradation the most. Research on the drying process of pineapple using a tunnel dryer at temperature 40 and 60 degrees Celsius was carried out. And the results obtained shows that at temperature 40 degrees Celsius, the ascorbic acid retention was higher than drying at 60 degrees Celsius. So, I can conclude that the increase of temperature shortened the drying time and increased the percentage of moisture content removal in the pineapple flesh. Then, moisture content removal at a higher temperature alters other properties like the significant changes in the physical characteristic and degradation of vitamin C content in the pineapple flesh. From the experiment done in this research, the most optimum drying temperature is at 60 degrees Celsius because the slice of pineapple become dry and the color changes after drying are still acceptable. As for the recommendations, in further study, maybe we can consider other drying conditions such as drying using far infrared dryer but under vacuum condition. Other than that, maybe we can consider the distance from the infrared sources from the drying samples. So these are some of the reference that I use for the review on the effect of the drying to vitamin C content in food products. I think that is all from me. Thank you.